Do you often wonder what kind of information it is that people really want to know and understand about you? And do you find yourself wondering how to get your message across about what it is that you really do and how you help people without having to give some kind of fabulous, slick, amazing presentation that just makes you feel like you're actually horribly salesy and really pushy? Well, I find that there's actually one really simple answer that can help you pull together all of the best information about your business, but all of the key information that your customers and your potential customers most want to hear or read about from you. And this is actually done through the power of questions. Now, I am a big fan of questions for loads of different reasons. I'm a fan of them because it actually means that you're not the person that's having to do all the talking or do all the explaining. So it takes away the need to have to create some kind of fancy schmancy pitch or great big explanation about what you do. They are also absolutely brilliant for conveying in a non-sleazy, non-salesy way that you're genuinely interested in your customers and in other people. And that in itself is something actually that's really, really compelling. When you're trying to build trust with people, they really want to know that you genuinely care about them and that you're truly interested in them and their own business. So questions are actually an incredibly powerful tool for your business, and they make life super easy for you as well. So this week I want to give you 2 key areas where questions could be an enormous help in your business. And the first is to actually understand all of your customers' most important questions and the ones that they would really love to be able to answer before they come and have a conversation with you. Now, many, many years ago, we used to find that customers would do a tiny little bit of research about what we do, but then they would get in touch with us and they would ask us lots of questions. With everything that we've got available these days through social media, through the internet, through all those other channels, that process has actually changed quite a lot. So generally speaking, customers want to do lots of research before they ever get in touch with us. They don't want to have to come and ask us what they see to be basic questions. And actually, they don't want to necessarily reveal their interest until they've answered some of the core questions themselves and been able to reassure themselves that you are the right kind of person for them to speak to. So the first way to use questions really well in your business is to brainstorm all the questions that you've ever been asked by your prospects. What are those questions that people really love to ask you? But also it's worth digging around and asking a few friends, a few business buddies, people like that. What would they want to know before they were ready to work with somebody in your industry? So I might go and ask people, what are those questions that you would want the answer to about working with a business coach before you were actually willing to get in touch with that coach and ask them your own questions? So if you do a little bit of digging around, you can use the internet, you can use social media, you can dig in different Facebook groups, ask your prospects, your customers, your business buddies, and find out what all of those questions are. Then you can build those things into your website, you can build them into your social media, you could create a list of frequently asked questions that you share with people, and essentially it shows that you totally understand your customer and what they're looking for, and that you're really open and transparent about what you do. So that's the first thing, is collating all that information about what customers or potential customers want to know and making sure that you build that into your online content. And the second thing to do with great questions is think about how to draw out from your customer what it is that they truly want, truly need, and to help you understand how you can best help them. So this is in those moments where you're having that conversation with them. So you've got past that kind of FAQs bit, and now you're having that conversation. And the brilliant thing about questions is, as I said right up front, It means that you've not got to do a load of presenting. The customer's actually doing all the talking, but they are a great way to actually show people that you're really, really interested, because customers actually love to talk about themselves or talk about their business. They're not actually that bothered what you do. What they really want to know is, what's in that for me? So using questions at that time where you're sitting down or you're having that Zoom call or that telephone call with a potential customer, questions are literally the best friend that you ever have at that moment. But it's again worth sitting down and spending a bit of time thinking about those questions. Think about some things in there that are going to get those customers thinking. Think about some questions that actually allow you to get across the message that you're really good at what you do. So ask them a question that perhaps they wouldn't have expected, but that it shows that, you know, you think deeply and that you've got real kind of good knowledge, good credibility, that kind of thing. So those are your two key areas. Is think about all those questions your customers would love to ask you, but really they want to find those answers before they come and talk to you, and use those on your website, in your content, in your social media. And also then think about some really good questions that you can ask a customer when they've got past that first stage and they've reached the point where they're ready to have a conversation, so they're considering working with you, and then you can just help to draw out all those wonderful things about why they need you, which you can then help them to see exactly how you can help them and how you are the perfect person to do that for them. So I hope that's been useful for you today. I hope you're thinking of going away and doing some brainstorming about those brilliant questions for you and your own business. Please feel free to drop me your comments under the video or email back. And let me know what you think of this, and if you've got any specific questions, I'd love to hear those or help you with those as well. And of course, if you know anybody else who you think could benefit from this video, please feel free to share it with them too. Thank you, folks.